What's up everyone and welcome to another video. I hope you're having a great day. Today, this video will not be about me going to an event, me competing at a battle. No, I'm stuck home and I'm not dancing at all actually because I got injured about 2.5 weeks ago. It's an injury that's affecting both of my legs, specifically at the heel or the sole of the foot on both sides. I already went to the physiotherapist, to the doctor, and I will also get my soles that I have in my shoes checked to see whether they still give me the correction that I need for my feet, because they have the tendency to pronate, so actually be flat-footed. Yeah, but that will only happen in about 3-4 weeks. So until then, now I'm focusing on recovering and seeing whether I can still dance a bit, train a bit before I get my soles checked. I have soles for almost 9 years, I think. I think I got my first pair in 2014 when I was dealing with shin splints on both sides. Yeah, and since then I got like 4 different pairs of soles, and maybe now they also have to be replaced. I think that originally they should only be replaced the beginning of 2024, and we're actually the beginning of 2023. So it was a little bit weird that might be one of the causes of the injury or the main cause of my injuries. But the fact that the injuries happen at the same time on both sides might actually be a big indication that it's because of my soles. So no dancing means also no trainings, no working out, no battles, no workshop, no events, nothing. So basically what I'm doing is sitting at my desk working, sitting at the kitchen table eating, and maybe sitting in my car when driving to the physiotherapist. So what am I doing with my time instead? I still do dance-related things, updating my playlist, checking tape from previous events. For example, a couple of days ago, the Torino dancehall movement started publishing their videos of the battle, so I was able to finally see a video of my semi-final against Dizzy, so that was useful for me to check what I need to work on. Already wrote it down so I can get to it at the moment I'm able to dance again. Of course, because there's no training, no workouts, that frees up basically like more than 4 hours, taking everything into account. So yeah, what do I do during the day or in the evening and in the weekends? I will do more reading. So I just finished Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's an autobiography and it talks about his life starting from when he was born in Austria, moving to the US, becoming a bodybuilding world champion, getting into movies, becoming the governor of California. So it's really interesting to see how his life evolved, moving from Austria to America and achieving the things he achieved. Currently, I'm reading this one, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. It's the first one of the series. It just started. I'm at page 45. Started yesterday actually. And yeah, that's the one that I'm reading now. It's a fiction book, and it's one of the books that I bought with a gift card that I got from my birthday a couple of weeks ago. So with a gift card, I was able to buy 3 books. This one being one of them. The other ones are Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lynn, and The Wicked Fate by Kaylin Barron. And that one is also the second one in a series, and I think this one is also a part of a series. This is definitely the first book if it's part of a series, but this one is the second book in a series. I will also show you some of the things that the physiotherapist told me to do. I'm gonna put a disclaimer here to say that don't take this as any medical advice. If you have injuries, if you have problems, talk to a medical professional and let them help you and guide you in dealing with your injuries or whatever medical issue that you have. So it's 3 things: rolling with a small ball at the sole of my feet and my heel, both sides. Then there's also stretching that I have to do, and then I can do either ice or heat depending on what I prefer. What I pick is ice after doing the rolling and the stretching. Back when the pandemic started, I also created a TikTok account After a couple of times I stopped using it, but I've revived it again. So if you're on TikTok and you want to follow me there, it's This Is Slim B, same as Instagram, same as YouTube, same as Twitter. So if you want to follow me there, you will get some dance videos and so on there. So if you want to join, be sure to give me a follow. Another thing that I do is play on my Switch to kill some time. I don't do it that much during the week because I'm already spending a lot of time behind my desk. And this is also a nice book in case you're a fan of Kobe Bryant, or if you're just a fan of great athletes or great people talking about his life, the Mamba mentality and how he played. Definitely worth checking out. Written by him, a lot of great pictures of his whole career. I mentioned that the physiotherapist told me to use a ball to roll underneath or to roll the soles and the heels. Yeah, and he told me the trick to put it in my socks so it doesn't skid away while I'm rolling. Something else that I also do, but now a little bit more, is listening to podcasts. Started one in the beginning of this year. I think it's the beginning of this year or beginning of January. It's the Huberman Lab podcast talking about neuroscience. I have no relationships in neuroscience in the sense that it's not something that I studied or learned about before, but I saw some episode or some clips from Andrew Huberman in the past, and that triggered me to download the Huberman Lab podcast and check that out. Then another podcast that I actually been listening to for 2-3 years is PKMN Cast. That's actually a podcast about Pokemon. So talking about the video games, card game, Pokemon Go, everything that your Pokemon heart might desire. So if you're interested in that or just want to have a laugh at the jokes that they're cracking, yeah, then definitely check out PKMN Cast. Steve, like the host of the show, is also streaming on Twitch. So if you're interested in just catching a stream of him playing mainly Pokemon, but sometimes also other games, then definitely check him out. And a third one that I listen to is Around the NFL. As the name already suggests, it's a podcast about the National Football League, so American football. So it's not football as in European football. It's American football, as in it's not soccer. Anyway, it's American football. So if you're interested in that, it's the biggest game in the world, like numbers wise, money wise, definitely the biggest game in the United States. So yeah, it's now the off season. Super Bowl was last week, almost 2 weeks ago. The Super Bowl was 2 weeks ago when the Chiefs won against the Eagles. So yeah, the offseason now is a little bit more quiet, besides some trades here and there, I guess, and some signings and some coaches changing seats. But yeah, it's now the offseason, so everything will ramp up a bit before the draft. Then we have the draft, and there's like the offseason, and the real offseason until training camp, and then preseason, and the season starts again in September. So okay, but running ahead of things. So yeah, now's the offseason. If you're interested in getting some news about the NFL and just having a good time listening to people chopping it up, then definitely check them out as well. And for me, for upcoming events, normally what I have planned are 2 events. Dancehall Vibe Spirits in Toulouse in France, which is the 11th and the 12th of March, or the 12th and the 13th of March. No, I think it's the 11th and the 12th of March. Normally I will be doing a workshop on the 11th and a workshop and 2 battles on the 12th, that's a Sunday, and then come back on Monday the 13th. I don't know if I will be there, because of the injuries, whether I'll be able to train, like am I even able to dance by then? And if I'm able to dance by then, will I have the opportunity to train before going to the battle? Because if I'm not 100% or I didn't have a chance to train, or my body is not sure with the injury, then there's not a lot that I can do there. So it all depends on the injuries. The week after that, there's a dance hall clash corner in Brussels There will be battles, but there's no winner, there's no judge. We know in advance who we're battling against. We know, of course, in advance the rules, but it's not a classic battle where a judge picks a winner and then you go to the next round. So you have one battle against one person. The beginners group has 2 rounds, which is a clash, 8 counts, 8 count for each dancer. The advanced group, that's where I'm part of, has 3 rounds. Also, the first 2 rounds are 8 count, 8 count. And then we have 1 round where the dancer keeps dancing and each dancer gets that 1 round. So 3 rounds each. So hopefully I can do that one. Hopefully I can do both of them. But of course, our dancehall clash corner is the week after that. I mean, I can heal a little bit more before that takes place. So yeah, not a lot going on in terms of dancing. Looking forward to upcoming events and hopefully I can participate in them. Besides that, it's like taking care of recovery, doing the things that the physiotherapist told me, taking care of my body. Hopefully, with having my soles checked and getting them corrected and maybe getting new soles, all problems will be gone and I can just go back to my normal training schedule. If you know of any great activities to do when you're injured, do let me know in the comments. Take into account that preferably those are activities that you do while you're seated. So yeah, drop your suggestions in the comments and I'm more than happy to check them out. And yes, it sucks to be injured. It's super annoying, especially the first days, because you know you want to go back to training immediately. You don't want to kind of maybe accept it that you're injured and you have to rest. You'll be like, the first in the beginning, I was like, oh, maybe it's something that I can train off. I had 1 day of pain and I was like, it happened before. Sometimes a muscle or a body part hurts and then the next day you don't feel anything anymore. So I was like thinking maybe it's just a little bit too much for my feet, but then the next day it would be better. But unfortunately that was not the case. So it's not always fun and games when being an athlete, when dancing. Sometimes you get injured, sometimes the injuries are super short or easily fixable. Some of the injuries are not. So could it be better? Yes, as in, could it be a smaller injury? Sure. Could it be a lot worse? Definitely. There's a good idea of what the cause could be. If the cause is like really that as related to my soles that I put in my shoes, then recovery is also pretty straightforward in the sense that getting new soles or getting my soles adjusted will fix the issue. But I mean, I'm not gonna deny it sucks to sit on my ass the whole day. But yeah, that's part of it. Part of being an athlete is also recovering, whether it's recovering after a good training or good workouts. It's also recovering after an unfortunate injury. But I'm looking forward to the future, looking forward to getting back on the floor, back to training, back to working out, back to getting better, and back to going to events. And on that note, I'm gonna wrap up the video. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different from my other videos, but yes, this is a part of the life of a dancer. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, notification bell if you want to get instantly notified when I upload a new video. Also, if you think that this video might be interesting for people you know, also don't hesitate to share with your friends or people you know directly. I will see you in the next one. Kubu out.